So I'm going to be chatting this morning with Dion Legault, who's the head of corporate communications, Caribbean Airlines. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us this morning again, Dion.
Hi, good morning to your listeners, and good morning to persons who are there wherever in the world they may be, because I know you all have quite a wide audience. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yes, definitely. And of course, you are here to keep us updated with what is happening with CAL in this time where there are so many flight restrictions and so many changes to the airline industry at this point. So what is the latest news?
Well, the latest news, what I have to say about this situation, which is different from any other that would have presented in terms of the airline business, is that it is fluid. It is an evolving situation. It is unprecedented. And I want to say that the only way that the world will survive this, the only way that Trinidad and Tobago will get through this, it certainly calls for common sense, and it certainly calls for collaboration. At this time, Caribbean Airlines, we continue to operate. And we are operating within certain constraints because, as you mentioned earlier, many countries have restrictions with respect to their borders. And but it is important, however, that persons understand restrictions versus airspace closure, because the two items are quite different. So, for example, Trinidad and Tobago, the restriction involves who is let into Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
So, from that standpoint, the Minister of National Security indicated that non-Trinidad and Tobago nationals will not be let in, non-permanent residents. So, and then he gave some further details with respect to the permanent residents and so on. But that is the remit, of course, of the Ministry of National Security and the Immigration Division. Other Caribbean islands have different requirements with respect to who can be let in and who cannot be let in.
Right.
So some Caribbean islands and other territories have indicated that if you're traveling, for example, from Europe, the UK, and the US, restrictions apply.
Right.
So the point I'm making there is for persons who opt to travel at this time, they would need to check the specific country for the details of the travel restrictions.
Right.
Simply because you want to ensure that if you are traveling, you can actually land where you're going. So, for example, in Guyana, Guyana is not letting anyone in, inclusive of nationals.
Wow.
However, they are allowing people to leave Guyana. So, I reiterate, persons must check the specific country for details. In terms of Caribbean Airlines, what we have done, we really were trying to ask persons whose travel is not within a 72-hour period to please look at the other channels apart from our call centers. So we're pushing persons towards Caribbean flight notifications, our website, which is Caribbean-airlines.com, the mobile app, and our social media pages, because like all other airlines in the world, the call centers are overwhelmed.
Right.
So we are trying to, and we want persons to get information, so we are pushing persons to alternative methods of getting information. What we have done, and I must commend not only our frontline employees, inclusive of the call centers, maintenance and engineering, the cabin crews, the airport staff. I have to commend our IT and operations teams that have been working around the clock to the point where now we can say that if you go online, a schedule comes up that gives you the next 72 hours. But more than that, under the flight status bar, you can now put in your information for if your flight is within the next 72 hours, and you will receive a direct flight notification should there be any change to your travel.
All right.
So that can help to ease persons who have to travel. Go to the Caribbean Airlines website, go to flight status, update the information that is requested, and once that is done and your travel is within the next 72 hours, a direct flight notification will come to the person. So we're really using technology to support what is taking place because it is, as I mentioned earlier, it is quite fluid.
Yeah,
persons have to listen to the instructions and the guidelines of the governments of the particular jurisdiction into which they operate, and we all have to rally together to get through this.
All right. There are reports of persons within the special age bracket who book tickets, via the travel agencies and want to cancel their trip. They are told that they cannot get a full refund, taking into consideration that this is a pandemic. What recourse do these people have?
I didn't hear the first part, but if you're speaking about refunds...
the first part is there are people who are within the vulnerable age bracket, the elderly especially, who would have booked tickets via travel agencies and they want to cancel their trip. They are told that they cannot get a full refund, taking into consideration that this is a pandemic. What recourse do these people have?
That statement is too broad to be accurate, with all due respect. It can't be that persons within a particular age bracket cannot get a refund. That cannot be accurate.
Well,
refunds depend on the fare rules which apply to the type of ticket purchased, and a refund has a particular connotation. What I can confirm is that once someone purchased a ticket for international travel
right,
on or before March 31st for travel between February 3rd and June 30th, all tickets, they can place their tickets on hold. They can definitely place the tickets on hold. And the new travel itinerary for now has to be completed within 1 year of the original ticket issue date.
All right. Thank you for clearing that up.
Yeah, with respect to refunds have a particular applicability depending on the fare type. What is being waived, what we are waiving, is your date change fee, which is different to a fare category.
Okay.
So these are the items and these are the details that persons would need to know. So that's why I can say, stating that somebody falling into a particular age group can't get a refund is too broad.
Right.
That's not enough information to make a firm declaration of that.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for clearing that up for sure.
You're
And
welcome. Yeah.
just before we go, when it comes to the financial strain that it is putting on CAL right now because of restrictions, how long, well, I know you can't give us like an exact figure, but when it comes to the job security of the staff at CAL, what is the projected outcome?
Well, let us not jump to job security. Let us jump and put it another way. Let us look at sustainability. And I assure you that if the employees of Caribbean Airlines have anything to do with its sustainability, the airline will fly for a long time. we are working as a management team to look at ways that we can optimize the operations and optimize how we manage costs. Fortunately, this is something that we have been doing over a period of time.
Right.
So it is now a more intense exercise. And the good thing about this, because in all situations, I have a personal philosophy of looking at the opportunity and the positives in all situations. And in this particular situation, I have seen a resilient spirit come even more to the fore with the team at Caribbean Airlines. So we are working together to see how best we can rally through this uncharted, unprecedented type of situation.
Excellent, excellent. I want to thank you so much, Dion Legault, Head of Corporate Communications, Caribbean Airlines, for joining us and giving us an update as to the stance on Caribbean Airlines when it comes to travel and much more. And again, we want to thank the team and the front line out there at Caribbean Airlines for the assiduous work they have been doing. We now take a short break and we're going to come back with entertainment news after that, so stay with us.